Good morning, it's me again from the basement. I noticed you guys seem to react a little better when I do these on Mondays. Um, and it seems like I got a little bit more stuff going on Mondays. Well, I have news. I'm doing pretty good. I got some yarns. I was able to order some yarn, and my son was able to order some yarn. So now I'm working on getting some Kraken backstock going. I've also come up with some really good ideas for some cheaper items that I can sell maybe for Christmas, the holidays. Somebody posted a video where they did like a cocoa mug. It's super adorable. I'm not gonna use their pattern. I'm gonna kind of figure one out for myself. It's gonna be my version of cocoa mug. Um, but it'll probably be very similar to that person's. It just won't be the same because I don't like to do too much that's somebody's else's pattern unless I bought the pattern, but since it's a video, I didn't buy it. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna do some stuff with the cocoa mug for Christmas time, and then some little snowman ornaments for Christmas. I got a whole bunch of these seasonal bees. I'm trying to do some Kraken and Halloween colors because I noticed the one that sold was purple and green. And so I'm thinking if I do like orange and green and maybe another purple and green, um, maybe even a black and something that's more of a Halloweeny look, that those might sell. But they're big items, so I'm not getting my hopes up. I do have 4 of them at Famous Joe's Vendor Emporium. Something was crawling on me. Just yeah, like there's ants out by the trash can, so every time I go near the trash can, they crawl on me, and I don't always notice, and I bring them in the house, and then the spiders get them. Um, so I guess I'm feeding the spiders. um, but yeah, I've got some positive stuff going. I'm only like $11 away from booth costs, and it's only halfway through the month. The store just opened a few minutes ago. I haven't gotten any sales yet, so let's hope for sales. And I was able to get a hold of them and arrange for the 30% off on the 2 sales. One's October, I think 1st and 2nd. That's their anniversary sale, and then the other one is November. I can't remember, but it's like a pre-Black Friday. I think it was the 19th and the 20th. So yeah, I did those. I took care of that. So I'm doing really good. I'm trying to get a lot of stuff done. I'm trying to get backstock done. So I'm feeling like right now, um, I'm just buying stuff. If I buy yarn, it's gonna be for some reason, like more Krakens or because I feel like I need to do something that requires that I buy a new skein. Um, though I did notice that another person doing similar things is did an unboxing. Like she made an order of yarn from I think she said Joann's or somewhere and did an unboxing. So I might do that the next time I get to order yarn, which does depend on whether or not I get a check. If I don't get a check, I don't get to order yarn. My birthday's Saturday, so I'm hoping that the kids actually listen and get me yarn, but I don't know. It's starting to look like they might not even want to do anything, which is. But I don't know. My daughter doesn't deal with stress very well, and other members of the household are kind of more passive aggressive about things. So the interestingness could have absolutely nothing to do with me and just other things, and it just feels like it does because it's affecting me. Um, which is something I know I have issues with because of my post-traumatic stress syndrome. Yeah, the whole house was pretty loud last night. I was not happy. I didn't get very much sleep, and that's another thing. When you don't get enough sleep, your brain don't function like it's supposed to, and that can let your mind play tricks on you. So it's really important, especially if you've got like disabilities or some kind of metabolic disorder type of thing. You need to make sure you're taking care of yourself, and sleep is just as important as proper diet. Um, so you need to make sure you're getting enough sleep. Have you even known people that gain weight because they're not getting enough sleep? I know, it's weird, right? Just weird shit that happens when you're not taking care of yourself. I see this cute little boy. You want to say hi? Yes. Him says yes. Him wants to say hi. Look at him. So cute. Him says hi. He doesn't like the position he's in, but him does say hi? Mm. Mhm. He's such a cute little boy. I love his cat. Um, yeah, so I'm basically I'm doing pretty good. I'm probably gonna turn off my online sales page because I just started putting stuff on it. I felt like I was doing good. I get absolutely no interest. Nobody's asking me for buying stuff. Nobody's really doing anything. So I might close that up for now. Just and the other thing I'm not liking is that it has like a personal page, like you can talk, like you and me talking, like like if you went to my personal Facebook and started a conversation with me, and I don't like that because that's a sales page. The sales page isn't supposed to have that. And I'm really not liking that because I'm seeing like a bunch of con artisty stuff being posted on that. And I'm like, yeah, I didn't open this page so people can tell you about their fake cancer and, you know, and I know it's fake because it's been copy posted all over Facebook for the last 3 years. Gigi, stop. What the fuck? Ugh. Cats. I swear it's like having 3 kids instead of 3 cats. They can be little shitheads. What are you doing? So cute. Cuddle, and then he's like scratch my elbow, and then he like cuddles. So weird. You're so weird. But yeah, it's just what was I saying? I lost what I was saying. Oh no. Gigi distracted me with claws, and I forgot what I was saying. Yeah, I'm taking down my page because my online sales page because I'm just like I said, I'm not getting any interest at all, and I'm noticing that there's some issues going on with the people who are communicating on this like personal page that I it's not supposed to have that function. And I don't know why Facebook did that. I don't have any friends. It's all people following because it's a sales page. A sales page should not have social stuff. But the one thing I noticed about my sales page, and I may, if it, when I shut it down, if it lets me, I might tell them that they need to have a different system for craft sales than they do for bands and things like that because I can't get 10,000 followers to monetize. And I do not need the personal chatty chat page because I'm not going to be doing, I don't need to be forced to do paid shows because I'm not going to be doing anything where you pay to get in. I mean, who does a craft fair where you pay to get in? I mean, the vendors pay for the booth space, but the customers shouldn't be paying to get in. That's just stupid. Um, but yeah, and that's just something I'm noticing with that they need to separate craft sales or crafts activities from like bands and musics and stuff like that because we're art, their music. It's different. It's totally different how somebody like me would operate than somebody like Cryptomnesia, which is a friend's band who is starting to become very popular. I think they're signed with some label, but I can't remember. They're doing something with Amazon Prime. I think it's called Band Wars. Really cool. Um, if you can afford the service, you should watch it. Um, I don't know if it's on there yet though, because there's been a few issues. Uh, just stuff happened. I know they had a bunch of footage they lost, I think, when it flooded last year. Because, like, last year, Whatcom and Skagit counties had the worst flooding ever recorded, since white folk history. Because the natives, they did have their stories, their recordings, but they didn't write things down. It was all verbal. And so you'd have a really hard time when you're looking at the native legends to try to figure out when this stuff happened because they didn't write anything down. And they didn't really keep track of time the same way that we do. Um, so it's really difficult to know that the flooding happened, but they have found geological evidence of worse flooding at some point way before. They think like near the end of the ice age, and there might not have been people living there at that time. But there is a native legend about it. I just don't remember how it went. I mean, there probably weren't people there, so who knows? But yeah, it had the worst flooding in recorded history um, last year in November, and I mean, like parts of Bellingham were completely destroyed, and like it was Whatcom, Skagit, and I think another county, but I can't remember how far it went. If it was the, is it Okanagan County that's on the other side? I don't remember, but it was really, really bad flooding, like nothing I've ever seen before, and a lot of things got damaged and lost, underwater power outages. So I think that they lost some of their footage during that, but I don't remember exactly what it was. But yeah, a lot of people were affected by that flooding last year, and they're starting to get worried because we're coming back around to the flooding season because it's every November and every spring when it starts to warm up. Whenever it warms up, they get flooding down the Nooksack, and there's another river, but I can't. I think it's Skagit. The Nooksack and the Skagit kind of get fed by the same areas, and like if the Nooksack floods, optimally so does the Skagit. So they're kind of, I know people are starting to get a little antsy about that because they're worried that's going to happen again. But I don't think that that's like record level flooding. I'm not sure that'll happen again, but I do understand people preparing for it because you just don't actually know. And then with these uncertain financial times, who knows if they can afford, if they need to leave or to go to a motel or even the gas. I mean, it's crazy right now. My food bills are going up. I'm being very cautious about what we're eating. I'm probably not eating the best stuff because my stomach keeps grumping at me. Um, but I'm trying to keep my food bill down to what my food stamps cover because right now my food stamps is basically my income. And I get a little tiny check here and there from my booth, which I very much appreciate because I can get things done and I don't have to wait for other people. And because sometimes you need to do your laundry today, sometimes you need to run the dishwasher today, and you don't have time to wait until Friday for somebody to get paid or get around to doing it. It's that kind of thing. I like being able to just go get that stuff myself and not having to wait for whatever. I don't want to say excuse, but they work a lot. They're very tired, so if they don't remember, they don't make it to the store. Um, yeah, it's there's probably a legitimate reason, even if it does sound like an excuse. But yeah, I'm trying to stay positive, trying to do my food bill. I'm doing much better this month with my food bill than I did last month. I actually was able to afford to get a little bit of extras when I went to the store, and I still have good monies for the next couple of weeks that I have to eat on. Um, so I actually got some stuff to make some stuff. I got stuff for tacos because we have some stuff here. It always helps to try to plan the meal about around what's actually existing in the house. So like I couldn't get the smaller can thing of salsa, so I got the bigger one, and I figured that's fine because if I wanted to, if there's leftover taco meat, I can throw that in with some dried beans and the salsa, chili. I can just make chili that way. It's a real quick way of making cheap chili, I call it, or not chili because I don't have the chili powders. I don't know if the taco season has chili powders or what. But yeah, so that's like a cheap chili or not chili because it tastes like chili, but it isn't chili. I actually did something a while back that I called not chili that was lentils, barley, basically lentils, barley, beef, whatever vegetables you want, just throw it in a crock pot and then you put in, oh, I forget what my spice palette was. I think it was just garlic salt and seasoning salt, and it tasted just like chili. It looked and tasted and even smelled like chili, but I didn't have any chili peppers in there, so I called it not chili. Um, I haven't been able to do that in a while because people have been complaining about things, but if it gets hard enough, I do know how to cook, so if it gets hard enough, I'm definitely gonna be doing a lot more cooking. But yeah, and I do have a crock pot, so and I like to get like big pieces of meat and stick it in the crock pot with like some kind of like broth or sauce, like barbecue sauce, and then just let that cook till it falls apart. Because I actually found out that I can do steak. I have to get pretty good quality steak to do it right, but you put it in the crock pot with some barbecue sauce and just let it go. That works with the steak and it works with pork. and it would work with chicken. I just haven't done it with chicken because I prefer to do chicken and vegetables, which is you put the chicken in with a bunch with like potatoes and carrots and onions and whatnot, and the chicken broth, and then you just let that sit all day. But yeah, either way with the crock pot, you just kind of let it sit all day, and by the time you get around dinner time, it's delicious. Um, the whole house smells like you're gonna gorge yourself. It's so good. But meat's been really expensive, so I haven't been using the crock pot that much because with the crock pot you want to be able to use fresh meat. And like the kinds of meat that you would throw in there, like stew meat or a chicken breast, that's getting crazy expensive. So I haven't been buying that. But I have been finding that the cheaper meats are even getting expensive. Like my hamburger, it was like $6 for a pound. Um, and I got 2 pounds because there's 5 people living in the house. I mean, yeah, 5 people are living here, so I need to get more than just a pound of meat to expect everybody to eat it, especially when I'm doing tacos. But yeah, I'm being really careful with my food bill. My son has started to like these cheap pizzas, and they're not as bad. They're not as harsh on our stomach as the other ones that are like can go up to like $10 a piece for a pizza, and then you get these cheap ones are like $1.50 or something, or a couple bucks. There, one of them is Tostinos, and then Kroger. Um, it's an off-brand that I think Fred Meyer's and a couple other stores carry have a little like a round version that's the similar price, and they're really close to the same quality, so it's not like yeah, they're not expensive and they don't bother our stomach. So we actually like eating those, so that's good. Also, I've been noticing that some of the stuff that you just heat and serve isn't that expensive. Um, and he got on a burgers and fries kick, so we had chicken burgers and we had hamburgers with French fries there for a little bit, and that wasn't too expensive. So if I'm not buying for the entire house, that doesn't get too expensive. Um, but I'm not saying that people can't eat the hamburger because I'm actually hoping that if what I'm noticing with the roommate um, is what I'm noticing that he eats the hamburger because there is a patty left. Eat it. Yeah, and if he says something to me, I'll tell him about the extra chili, the extra soup, the dry goods. There's tons of macaroni, tons of ramen. We got chicken strips, chicken patties. We bought it for something else. We didn't eat them all. There's stuff. He's not. He doesn't have to starve. Um, Sometimes people are weird about asking for help. Um, and I think he's taken on a bit more than he might need to. But you know what you do going into hard times. So it's what you do. You do what you do. Hopefully his mom and I can get on disability here real soon, and then we won't have to worry about stressors and you know all this stuff, all this stuff that happens. Um, all so that like we have if once we have our own money, then it's not gonna be so much of a burden on the kids. So I really want to get to where I'm not a burden on my kids. That's why I put the Krakens. That's why I'm doing the 30% off instead of 10%, which is required for when they do their sales. At Famous Joe, you have to do 10%, but bump mine up to 30% so that for those sales, so that I can maybe get a little bit better sales and maybe I feel do a little bit more for the community. Because every time I get sales, every time I make booth costs, every time I have to pay that 12%. Even every time I'm paying card fees, I'm doing something to help the community, to help the store stay open. And then I get checks, and that helps me to do other things to keep the house running. And then I like that. I like that. So, I'm really hoping I can keep that going. That depends on my customers. And I'm really encouraging other crafters to try to find a good venue and keep this going. I know Famous Joe's in the Valley, and they have another one. I think I just don't remember what it's called. Um, the other I don't remember what the other one's called, but like if you find Famous Joe's Vendor Emporium, you can also oftenly also find information on the other one because related. Um, I just don't remember what the other one's called. I just know it's on Trent, heading up to where my daughter used to work. She's switching jobs. She's got in on Fred Meyer's, so she doesn't have to work, which I like because she doesn't have to walk through the homeless camp, and she does at late at night, and she doesn't have to travel so far to get to and from work. So I'm hoping that that'll wind up being better for everybody. That she's not as stressed out. Um, Maybe she won't impulse buy so much when she's less stressed. I think a lot of people have problems with stress buying. um, yeah. So I'm gonna let you go. Hopefully people can get into some good stuff and get some good stuff going. Buy from your local stores, buy from your local crafters. Um, though I am shutting down my online sales page because it's just not working. There will be ways of getting a hold of me. Like you can message my one of these, you could put a message on a video if like I have somewhere I'm showing what I made, if you're interested, if you have questions about something I might be able to make, or stuff like that. Then you can just like message me on here, because somebody said you could private message, but I don't know how to do that on here. But I do have a Facebook, and it's the same picture. It's mine, Valerie Williams, with the same picture. So if you get a hold of me on Facebook, I do check thing, the spam thing every so often, because I just don't know. Mostly it's guys trying to figure out if they can trick me into giving them money. But I do check. That's how I know it's mostly guys, seeing if they can trick me into giving them money. Because I do check, and I'm hearing a lot about scams, so be real careful about scams. And don't try to pull that on me. I will get you. There are ways of getting people that scam. Um, so we just gotta be calm, and we gotta be doing what we need to do. Like I said, pay your bills first. Make sure your kids get what they need first. All that good stuff first. And then you spend the extra money on the things. Um, and part of the reason for doing the 30% is because I want to do my part to make sure people are getting a good Christmas. Also, I'm doing cheaper items. I'm doing some scrap yarn stockings. I'm gonna start doing. I've been just pumping out on the turtles and the other small things that I've already got. And um, so yeah, I'm just gonna keep going. I'm just gonna keep doing what I can, getting my back stuff filled up, and I don't have to do so much crocheting. Um, I probably still will, especially if I don't have money, but then I won't have to. That's kind of what I'm looking at. So yeah, I'm gonna let you guys go because I kind of feel like I'm rambling off topic. Maybe, I don't know, but I'll talk to you guys later. Like and subscribe, and you can comment if you want to. I'm not gonna bite you. Um, so I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.